The Vargo versus the Cold War AK47, two of the best assault rifles in the game right now, and a question I'm getting asked very frequently, which is better? So with the help of true game data, we're going to be taking a detailed look at both guns and helping you determine which one is better for you. And I think at the end of the video, you're going to see some distinct pros and cons to each weapon. I'm going to mostly be looking at the primary long range builds for both, but we will take a little bit to compare them as sniper supports as well. So since both guns are Cold War guns, the loadouts are very similar. Both we're going to use the GRU suppressor to add range, recoil control, and keep us suppressed. On the Vargo, the last barrel is the Task Force barrel, which is going to add range and recoil control, but it's called the Spetsnaz RPK for the Cold War AK, but both are the last barrel attachment. The Spetsnaz grip is going to help with our recoil control. The regular 60 round mag, not the fast mags, because the fast mags are going to hurt our aim down sight speed. And then the actual arms 3x optic. Now a quick note for my console players stuck on 80 FOV, if you struggle with long range recoil control, try going with a lesser zoom optic such as the VisionTech 2X or the Silix Hollow Scout. For myself on 120 FOV with a 3x, one of those optics is going to have a much more comparable zoom level because on 80 FOV you're more zoomed in. And that's going to end up basically you're going to have very similar visual recoil amounts if you use that on console. Now for the Cold War AK, I think there's two options, and that really comes down to the magazine. You can definitely run the 60 round. It's a great option, lots of ammo, but we could go with the 45 to sacrifice a little bit of ammo for a much faster aim down sight speed. And aim down sight speed or scope in time is really where the Vargo struggles compared to the AK. Even the 60 round AK has a faster ADS compared to the Vargo, and the 45 is a whole 1/10 of a second faster. Now personally, I pair both of these with an SMG, so this isn't a massive deal for me, but if you get caught out with this gun and you have to use it in close quarters, Cold War AK is going to have a little bit of an upper hand with a faster scope in time. Now the most important stat probably is going to be time to kill, or TTK. So we're going to use True Game Data's combination shot TTK calculator. Basically, it's going to take an average of the different body part multipliers, because each body part does a different amount of damage, like a headshot versus chest shot versus extremities. And this is going to give us a much more realistic TTK compared to just looking at like chest shots only. So from 0 to 38 meters, they're essentially tied with the Cold War AK in a very slight lead of 0.007 seconds. However, beyond 38 meters, the Vargo does take a slight lead, again by a small margin, by 0.017 seconds. However, one big thing to consider is that the Vargo has a fire rate with almost 200 rounds per minute faster than the AK. So missing one bullet with the Vargo is not nearly as big of a deal as missing one bullet with the AK. And you'll find that the Vargo, especially at range, feels a lot smoother and more consistent because of that faster fire rate. The con to the faster fire rate though is less damage per mag. Since the AK shoots slower, the 60 round especially can put out a lot more damage before having to reload. So if you're the guy that wants to be the hero and run off and take an entire squad on by themselves, the 60 round AK might be more ideal because you can get 2, 3, maybe even 4 enemies down with one mag. But in one-on-one or even 1v2 engagements, the Vargo is going to feel a lot better. Now, what about recoil? One of the big cons of the AK is its visual recoil, or the up and down shake that the reticle has when shooting. The Vargo, on the other hand, feels a lot smoother. It's a lot like a Farah or maybe a slightly slower shooting M13. And if we compare the recoil patterns, you'll see that the overall magnitude of the Vargo is less than the AK, and it's also a lot smoother with the bullets a lot tighter together in a much more predictable pattern, whereas the AK can be a little bit more erratic, making it a lot trickier to use at range in my opinion. A few other stats to consider are bullet velocity and movement speed, which both are identical. So now let's take a look at the sniper support builds, and if we want to use these as like more of a close range option. Build ends up looking a lot different. So instead of the GRU, we go with the regular suppressor because this doesn't hurt our aim down sight speed. I use both the Bruiser Grip and the Tiger Team Spotlight because this really helps our mobility, makes it feel way more like an SMG. I do go with the 45 on the Vargo and also on the AK because we need to prioritize having a fast aim down sight speed, and the 60 hurts the ADS on both of these. And then lastly, the KGB Skeletal Stock is going to help both our sprint to fire time and also our strafing speed when moving left and right, especially while aimed in. Now, if you wanted to alter these at all, I say take off the Bruiser Grip and you can either Vargo with a red dot here, or you could put the Spetsnaz grip back on. You could switch the suppressor for the GRU. There's lots of options to run these as a sniper support, but these are the best kind of close range SMG style builds. I think both are solid options, but in trios or quads, I would definitely lean towards the AK with its more damage per mag and also a little bit faster aim down sight speed. The big pros of the Vargo though would be the faster fire rate, making it feel more consistent, and also it does have a faster ADS movement speed, meaning when you're aimed in and you're strafing left and right, you'll strafe a lot faster with the Vargo. So in summary, both of these are excellent options and are definitely top 5 ARs, if not maybe the top 2 ARs in Warzone currently. If you're confused on how to unlock the Vargo, go check this video out that I posted when it first came out where I explain how to unlock it. If you found the video helpful, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, that way you know when I post, and let me know in the comments if there's other guns you want to see me compare. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.